Grab Your Tissues, the musical adaptation of Nicholas Sparks' Notebook, is now on Broadway. It features music and lyrics by singer-songwriter Ingrid Michaelson, and it's just as romantic as ever. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
I've waited every day to feel the way I feel. Knots in my stomach, the kind that never heal. Butterflies that fly at me and never seem to go away. Sick to my stomach when I think about his face, but in a good way, in a way I can't replace. Nothing can stop this, it's almost like a hurricane.
Ingrid, thank you for having me in your home. Is this where the magic happens? Is the piano? Is
yes.
this an important, yeah?
It's where some of the magic happens, for sure, yeah.
Have you written songs for The Notebook, your Broadway musical, now playing at this piano?
Well, yes, I have, as a matter of fact. In fact, I just wrote a song during the Super Bowl. It was the last song I wrote for the show. I thought we were done writing songs for the show.
Wow.
Because it just felt like it was done.
Yeah, sure.
And we were in preview, we were deep into previews.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know, we're just doing like buttons and finishing motifs and drawing, you know, like underscoring. And then my director, Michael Greif, and Shelley Williams, they came to me and they were like, we think this underscore should actually be a song. I was like, okay. So I came here during the Super Bowl and I had my volume low as to not disturb anybody watching the game. But I did miss the halftime show because of it.
So you have reached the finish line for your first Broadway musical.
That's
incredible. I know, that's always the hardest thing.
Sad.
Because it's fun to keep creating it, right?
To talk about that song again, I didn't expect to have that gift of being able to write another song for these characters that I just have so fallen in love with. And so that was really exciting for me to be able to sort of peek under the hood again and revisit that part of everything. Because I've been done writing a while ago.
Yeah.
They were like, it's not a full song, a song moment. So I got to write a song moment. I'll paint the shutters blue. I'll wrap a porch around the whole entire house so we can watch the sunset and the sunrise too. Who needs sleep when it's me, that house, and you? Breakfast in bed at noon. We'll plant a garden in the backyard by the river, living off the things we grow and growing as we live. Can't you see it? It's just me, that house, and you.
People who know the movie know all about those emotions and that house. And I mean, you were dealing with a story a lot of people know. You knew it.
Yep.
The minute you heard it, you were like, The Notebook.
Yeah.
Rain.
Yeah.
Tears.
But we had to take it and make it our own. So just to use that as a sort of micro example, in the movie, Allie says, if you paint the shutters blue and if you put on a porch and if you do this, then I'll live with you. In our version, our Noah already has this vision of this house he wants. So it gives him a little bit of agency. We really wanted to give both the characters a life without the other person. It just felt more highlighted that they didn't have that in the musical. We're like, we need them to really feel like they have to be with each other, but they're also living beings that have their own thoughts and their own minds and their own, plans. And so we liked giving our younger Noah this vision, and then it was like, and do you want to join me? Because if you joined me in this life, oh my God, would that be the most magical experience? And we wanted to kind of make sure we tried to flesh out these characters as much as we could. And in dividing them up into 3 Allies and 3 Noahs, they're each getting less airtime, so to speak. So you really got to figure out how to quickly give these characters 3-dimensionality, and splitting them up allows for a really beautiful theatrical moments, but also gives each of them just a slice of time to work with.
This movie is legendary. Taking that and then actually adding to it and making it theatrical and justifying it instead of just showing all the moments, although it does rain on them.
It does rain on them. But we handle that a little differently than the movie.
Yes.
Yeah. But there is rain, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. You are known for very beautiful, heartfelt music, very emotional music. So did you immediately think like, this is like perfect for me?
I thought so. Yeah, when I met with Kevin McCollum, one of the producers,
Yeah.
and he looked at me and he said, "The Notebook." That's kind of how this whole story started. And I thought, well, I'm such a romantic, and I'm it's so in all of my music, and I'm made for this. So I wrote song after song after song.
Well,
and
yeah,
just
let's
kept
talk about
sending
this
them.
because the
Okay.
story goes that you wrote a song within a couple hours.
That's what Kevin says, and I know I either wrote it that night or the next day.
You wrote a song quickly.
I wrote a song
You
very
came
quickly.
home and it's for older Allie, right?
It's
Still
the
in the
penultimate
show.
song. It's still in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote it. I sent it to him, and he liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wrote another song, sent it to him. He liked it, which is called "Carry You Home," which is
Yeah.
I can whip out my ukulele and try to play that if you want. And then I wrote a few
The
more
story
songs
goes,
that-
you wrote so many songs and they were like, well, I guess we
Yes,
hired her.
they basically
I
were
guess,
like,
I guess
yes.
she's writing this.
At one point we were talking, he's like, well, you're the only one on the list right now. And I was like, the list?
There's a list.
Why is there a list? I thought I was and then there never ended up being, as far as I know, there never ended up being anybody else on the list. Because I said, I'm just gonna keep writing songs. And I did. Most of them didn't make it in the show. It just so happens that the first two I wrote are still in the show. I know your hands, I've seen them wrapped around a baby girl. I have a girl, I have a boy. He has your hands. Excuse me if I pull away, I just don't quite know what to say. It's like I'm in a memory of a memory of a memory. But I know your hands. Where do we go when we go? When we disappear? Where do we go? Where do we go? Help me, Noah, help me while I'm here.
I feel like you really love being a part of the community of a show and really building these relationships with the whole team. Like, I feel like that's really important to you.
Yeah, I don't like sticking out. I like being part of
the
because
team.
because in my Ingrid Michaelson singer-songwriter career, it's like Ingrid Michaelson up in the front. You know, there's something about being a cog in a wonderful machine. I love the collaboration. I love the assignments of being told, oh, can you write something for this? How about trying to get us from here to here? Or we're having trouble with this scene. And what if this was... I just love being part of that whole process. It's unlike anything I've ever done before, and it's my favorite thing that I've done. And I just want to do more and more and more and more and more.
It's always cool when I find out that people I like are like secret theater people, and that's kind of how it felt when you came to Broadway to do Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet of 1812. You were fantastic. That's when I first got to meet you. And you were also on the scene a little bit because a certain guy named Will Chase.
Oh, yes.
That you,
Chase?
yes, please go get that important piece of Will Chase history.
Go.
Will Chase, star of High Fidelity and many other musicals, Tony-nominated Will Chase. But yeah, you were suddenly like sort of on the scene, and you were like, I've always wanted to do this, and then like it kind of made sense. It was kind of like, and you know, Broadway is leaning towards like we're looking for songwriters who come from other worlds
So
that have
it
experienced
seems.
how to write different songs, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel like that's becoming a really like lovely wave that's
yeah,
happening now.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And so you were like a prime target. It was kind of like,
so.
this one, let's get her. You are a very successful singer-songwriter, and you have rabid fans. You're one of those people that I feel like Ingrid Michaelson fans are like so passionate about what you do, right? I mean, it's a really passionate group of people, but you are also someone who has written a store song. Like, I hear your song in stores, like at Target.
Yes,
I mean, you
yes.
have
Home
that.
Goods, Target.
Yeah, Home Goods. Is that your sort of...
Walmart, Home Depot, surprisingly. Didn't know that was my my key demographic were people that shopped at Home Depot, but apparently when anyone's in Home Depot, they text me, oh, I hear
Home
your
Depot.
song. If you are falling, then I would catch you. If you need a light, I'd find a match. 'Cause I love the way you say good morning, and you take me the way I am.
Can you think of a song or share a song in the show that was maybe a challenge for you to figure out, and something that you're like really proud of, like figuring out a moment or?
Yes. There's a song that the mother character sings. It was a completely different song in Chicago. I changed the mom song from a song called You Can Come Home Now, which was basically telling her, come home, everything's all right, just this is not real life, to a song that she has sung to her daughter for years and years and years. And we pepper it throughout the show in little bits. It's called Don't You Worry. And it's meant to be like a lullaby that she wrote for her daughter, and she sees her daughters in this moment of real conflict and trying to make this choice. And she, instead of saying come home, we changed the direction for mom to say, this is your decision, but I want you to know that I'm always gonna love you, and I'm gonna support you, and I'm gonna be here for you. And it just made the mom's character so much more rich and so much less villainous. Because again, we don't have the real estate to do what the movie and the book did, which is show that the mom had this whole other life when she was a child. And we couldn't get into that. So it was tricky, and it took me a long time, because I tried to make the other one work for so long. And then between Chicago and New York, I just thought, you know what, I think I have to just wipe the slate clean and start over. I can't add anything, I can't take anything away. It's not about adding or taking away, it's about completely rethinking this moment. Don't you worry, everything will be so bright. Let's write your story. Beautiful things are right around the corner for you. So don't you worry, everything's all right. So funny, because I write them in this key, in whatever key I write them in, and then Carmel Dean, my amazing music supervisor, comes in and we figure out what's the right key for the singer, because not everybody sings where I sing, which is, the guys are pretty much in my key, honestly, because I have a low voice, but the women are much higher, so we have to hike those songs up. I'll leave the light on, turn down the bed, heat up the kettle, butter some bread, stay up till midnight, haunting these halls. Let's hang our memories all over these walls. Where have you gone? Just out for a walk. And when you get back, we'll have us a talk about life, about war, about dinner and more, about the sun and the moon. Where have you gone?
I feel like this show really hits you in different ways, sort of depending on your life and things that have happened to you. And it feels like you kind of were able to dig into a lot of your own. I mean, you lost both your parents, a marriage ended. Like you talk about sort of a point in your life right before this Broadway period. It's tempting for me to almost see this whole musical theater part as like a healing.
It's a return to home, for sure. When I was a kid, I was in a city-funded group called Kids on Stage from 9 to 15. And then I went to school for musical theater at SUNY Binghamton. When I graduated, I auditioned, worked at a coffee house, also taught that same group, Kids on Stage, that was still around. I think my mom and my dad passing, anybody who's experienced that kind of loss knows the DNA shift. I think that coupled with just getting older, I just didn't want to do the same thing anymore. And I missed theater, and I started dating the person in my life was on Broadway, and I got to go backstage, and it sort of reinvigorated this love that I had for it. And I think it's a combination of a lot of things, as everything is in life. I do think there's something comforting and there's something that feels like home about theater that I wasn't getting in the singer-songwriter pop world. Just that sense of community, you know, it's inherent with theater, and I love it so much. It's not just me. It's the people on stage. It's the lighting. It's the costuming. It's the set design. It's just everything, and I'm just one small piece of this large, beautiful machine. That to me is the most. It's just theater, and it's magic, and it's wonderful. If this is love, I'm not ready. If this is love, why am I so unsteady? If this is love, why did no one tell me the pain that I would feel? If this is love, maybe I'm ready. How do I know? I'm in my head again. If this is love, I think I'm in it. If this is